Hi everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. I'm super excited. Before I do the reading for this week, I have something to tell you. October 21st, myself and psychic medium John Holland, we have something called Mystical Connections at 7 p.m. on October 21st, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, the day after the full moon in Aries. John and I are going to be doing demonstrations. We're doing mediumship, we're doing readings, we have an event. It's going to be so fabulous. We have limited tickets available, right? So we can't take everybody, but if you want to join us, for those of you who know, I do something called Spirit Jam in my membership. So it's kind of like that. It's like an event where John and I, well, it is exactly that. It's an event that John and I will do readings for. How long is it, Mark? 2 hours, an hour and a half?
About 2 hours.
About 2 hours, a long one. And yeah, you would never believe what could happen. John and I have worked together often, mostly live and in person. So this is going to be great. Doing it virtually and online, that means people from all over the world can attend. So that was what I needed to tell you. Now, we are going to be doing this week's energy report. You know, we're looking at a prescriptive way of working with the predictive energies, right? So I'm basically showing you what's coming, and then I'm going to talk about how to work with it. We're going to be using one of my most favorite oracle decks, the Spirit Animal Oracle. That is really, for me, it's a gift back to my dad, who taught me about animism, and my Scottish nanny, Mrs. Kelly. I am a practicing animist, and so for me, that's part of my belief system, that every single living thing has a presiding spirit and soul. So this particular deck is very meaningful to me because it really reflects what I believe. So let's get going. We're going to do the Celtic Cross, and here we get going. First card is Canary Spirit in the protection. So sing your own song, that's Canary, but it's basically saying you may not be singing your own song. Are we authentically speaking our truth? Are we speaking other people's truths? You know how you can be so impacted like mob psychology, you can just hear what everybody else is saying, and in fact, you're not really getting really what you believe. You're just parroting, you're just kind of saying what others are saying. And when Canary Spirit shows up, that really is about your own unique voice, your own unique expression. So pay attention to that because you might have lost a little bit of that. So this week you want to turn that around. Now the obstacle, oh, that's good. The obstacle, which either describes the obstacle or it actually tells you how to work with the obstacle. So what the obstacle is this week is things are happening too fast for everybody. It said life is speeding up. That's Antelope Spirit. So when Antelope Spirit shows up, crossing Canary Spirit, which is like, I'm not really speaking my truth. I think I might be hearing things and I'm not getting the right information or maybe too much information. So I'm saying things and I don't really know what I'm talking about. And then here it's like, yeah, because everything is going so fast, you don't know what to believe. You don't know how to express yourself. And remember, it's temporary, but at the same point, this is a really important kind of a hairball that we're all looking at this week. So let's take a look and see what else is happening. Let's look at what foundation we actually have. So this is the grounding, what we have going for us right now, what we've learned, what we've already got. We have this solid, and it's Bat Spirit. And Bat Spirit says a rebirth. It's interesting because we had 7 bat families, like giant families that are living in the walls of our house. And I refused to kill them. So we had to get special bat rescuers out here. Poor Mark. But anyway, it was really cool. It was very interesting. Anyway, I digress. At our foundation, we know that a rebirth is assured, that nothing lasts forever, that nothing stays exactly the same. We're always in motion, but that no matter what seems to be dying, there's a rebirth that's already assured, and we've seen those things already. So we have to trust that what our past experiences that tell us that these things don't last forever, and in fact, we can be reborn and start again. We get second chances, we get third chances. That has to be part of our memory banks. Now, what's the lesson that we come into this week? What have we learned, and what are we bringing with us? And we are looking at butterfly spirit, which is transformation. Transformation is beautiful. The thing with the transformation being beautiful, yes, on the other end of it, it is. But during a transformation process, it can be very uncomfortable. You know, the butterfly, the caterpillar that starts before he becomes a butterfly gets quite ill, and a lot of things have to die in order for it to become reborn into a different form. So metamorphosis and transformation are closely related. Okay, what is the highest? Like, what's our highest that we can expect? What's the highest expression of where we are right now, given that these are the circumstances that we're dealing with? And we have wolf spirit turning knowledge into wisdom. This is great. So the highest we can attain is integration. It's fine to have information, right? We know things, but have we integrated that knowledge into something that we can use, that we know for sure, so knowledge plus experience equals wisdom. So we have to have experience, and that's how we get wise. And so we're in the middle of this experience, and from this, we will become wise. And this is part of the process. Some of this might be very uncomfortable. Okay, fine. So it's surrendering to that fact, that radical acceptance of this is uncomfortable. But what's really good about this is that there will be wisdom that comes out of this. And that's what's so important. Now, what's around the corner? We are looking at groundhog spirit in protection. It's time to let go, but the fact that this is in protection means that you may not be letting go. You might be getting too attached to. And we've talked about this. I think last week we talked about this as well, where there was this sense of, hanging on to the way we think things should go and how that doesn't work for us or for anybody. And this is trying to hold on to certainty when uncertainty is the name of the day. So it's kind of like every minute, is this over yet? I'll feel fine when it's over yet. And it's not, nothing is over. So this is really important. The prescription for this is let go. Don't hold on to the branch. There's that saying when God says, you're hanging on and let go of the branch, let me carry you, let you fly, right? And yet we hold on so tightly to what we think we know, which we have to be in flow, in flux, in beginner mind, being willing to be teachable, etc. And that's not easy when the human nature is to desire certainty, like really needing certainty. We're not having that. So, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okie dokie. Now let's take a look at the 4, oh wow, this is wild. Okay, I'm looking at this, Mark. I'm doing it. I'm seeing, you see the little boxes? I'm doing this right, Mark? This is really interesting, Crow Spirit. This is great. So this is very interesting. These 4 are themes. So these 4 cards represent themes. They're not predictions of events. They're more like themes that we'll all be working with. And if I were to prescribe what we do with these themes, they will really help us overcome our inability to think for ourselves sometimes, and that getting caught up in stuff, which is what this represents, and things going too quickly and we don't have time to integrate it and assimilate the information. But all of this says we got to slow down. Even though the world is going fast, that may not be the right choice for us. It's like being conscious of slowing down and trusting. So moth spirit, it says surrender now. It's interesting that groundhog spirit and moth spirit are back to back, because this is representative of surrender. It's also when we have these addictive tendencies to want to escapism, and, finding ways to be obsessive, compulsive about things because we're trying to escape our reality. And this is very clearly telling us that the best way to handle all of this is really to surrender. Not to surrender passively, like I give up. It's surrendering to life on life's terms right now and saying, okay, this is what it is. This is what's happening right now. I'm uncomfortable. Shit's hit the fan. More pandemic or more of this, more of that. We can have a whole giant list of what could be going wrong in the world right now. But there's a lot going right in the world too. So where is your focus? That's the other thing that's requiring you, right? Because, why am I saying that? Because the lizard spirit says that we dream the world into being. So I lived in Dominica when I was a kid. My father was a land developer, and we spent quite a bit of time there. It's a volcanic island near Antigua, and all I did all day long was collect lizards. That's all. I was 8 years old, and my entire reason for living was to find lizards and to be with the lizards. And there was this idea that there is a spirit, sometimes spirits from the other side accommodate the lizard, and there's these spiritual beliefs around lizards, and lizards having the power to actually, as they laze in the sun, that they have a connection to how reality is created. So the truth is that it also reminds us that we have a say. We do have a participation in everything that we think is not going our way. There are many things that we could be looking at. Like I talk about this a lot, about being the eye in the hurricane, the eye of the storm. And this may just be that we are reminded that unless there's an actual storm that we're battening down the hatches for, we really have to find some type of balance, because it's going to keep repeating in front of us if that's all we're looking at is what's going wrong, what's going wrong. This is saying, what about if we focused on solutions and celebrating those solutions, small, tiny steps forward? Lion spirit is about being generous of spirit. It's about the generosity. It's about having that sense of personal sovereignty, very different from the canary spirit when the canary spirit is in protection, right? It's like, I'm not singing my own song. And this one is like, no, I know who I am. And I'm going to be generous because from this place of authenticity, I can be, right? Because I'm safe in my own sense of self, right? And crow spirit is all about co-creating with spirit, right? So we co-create the world. The laws of the world state that we actually can create our reality through our thoughts, feelings, beliefs, actions, and the way in which we engage the conscious universe. So we are part of this story. And Crow Spirit reminds us of that. That law says that whatever we put our attention on and continue to put our attention on and have opinions of and foster those and foster judgments, we're going to get more of the same. So this is another week of great self-reflection. It's a difficult week from what I see here too. So this is not one of these it's really requiring us to find other ways to provide ourselves with the kind of certainty that really comes to the partnership with spirit and not from all the machinations of what are going on in the outer world. So be careful not to identify too much with the noise, right? The din of the cacophony of others. They don't define you. You have to remember to think for yourself and speak for yourself. Okay, that's it. Oh yes, and before we go, don't forget, October 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Why am I telling you this, October 21st? It's because there is an event called Mystical Connections. Who's in it? Me and John Holland, one of the best mediums on the planet, I am telling you. Together, we're going to spend a couple of hours doing readings for people. We're going to bring them up live on Zoom. Is it on Zoom, Mark?
Yeah,
yes, it is. Okay, good. And it's going to be fun. Now, the tickets are limited, so we don't have millions of people in there, but people are coming from all over the world, and this is the first time that we're ever going to actually do an international group like this because it's online. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Be there. And tickets are available already, right?
Yeah.
Is there a link?
Somewhere.
Okay. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Just click on the little bell there and you'll get a notification when our new videos are up. Leave me a comment. I love to read them. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Oh, and don't forget, thumbs up. Bye.